Welcome to the incredible world of geography, a place where every corner of the planet tells a unique story. Did you know there's a mountain taller than Everest, hidden under the ocean, or that there are towns where day and night last for months? Today, we'll take a deep dive into the extraordinary, the quirky, and the inspiring corners of our world. Get ready to expand your horizons.
Chapter 1: Earth's Extremes: Highest, Lowest, Hottest, and Coldest.
Let's start with some jaw-dropping extremes. Mount Everest may be the most famous peak on Earth, standing at 8,848 meters above sea level. But the tallest mountain overall is Mauna Kea in Hawaii. From its underwater base to its summit, it measures a staggering 10,200 meters. Now let's flip the map upside down. The Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean is the deepest point on Earth. It plunges nearly 11 kilometers below sea level. That's deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Imagine being at the bottom of that trench. It's a realm of pitch darkness and crushing pressure. Speaking of extremes, how hot can it get on Earth? The Lut Desert in Iran holds the record for the highest land temperature ever recorded, 70.7 degrees Celsius. On the other end of the spectrum, Antarctica once hit minus 89.2 degrees Celsius. It's a place where even your breath can freeze midair. And here's a fun fact. The hottest inhabited place on Earth is Dalol, Ethiopia, with average yearly highs of 34.6 degrees Celsius. Yet people still thrive in this sweltering environment.
Chapter 2: Unusual Geography: The Weird and the Wonderful.
Our planet is full of bizarre geographic oddities. Take Lake Hillier in Australia. It's a bright pink lake and no one knows exactly why. Scientists believe it's due to the interaction between salt and specific microorganisms, but standing next to it feels like being on another planet. And did you know there's a place where two oceans meet but never mix? That's the case at Cape Agulhas in South Africa. The warm Indian Ocean and the chilly Atlantic Ocean come together here but remain visibly distinct due to differences in temperature and salinity. Now let's talk about rivers. The Amazon River carries more water than the next 7 largest rivers combined. But here's the catch. It doesn't have a single permanent bridge over its 4,345-mile length.
Chapter 3: Mysterious Islands and Landforms.
Islands often hold secrets of their own. Take Bouvet Island, one of the most remote places on Earth. It's located in the South Atlantic and is covered by glaciers, yet it's technically a volcanic island. Its mystery? It's entirely uninhabited, yet explorers once found an abandoned lifeboat there. No one knows who left it or why. And here's a puzzler. Did you know that Canada's Ellesmere Island has its own desert? Yes, in the Arctic. It's called the Polar Desert, where precipitation is almost non-existent and temperatures rarely rise above freezing. Speaking of unusual landforms, have you ever heard of the sailing stones of Death Valley? Large rocks move across the desert floor, seemingly on their own. It turns out a thin layer of ice combined with strong winds causes these stones to glide slowly, leaving trails behind.
Chapter 4: Fascinating Borders and Political Geography.
Borders are another fascinating part of geography. Take Barle, a town split between Belgium and the Netherlands. Its borders are so complex that some buildings have entrances in 2 different countries, or consider Diomede Islands in the Bering Strait. One island belongs to Russia, the other to the United States. Despite being only 3.8 kilometers apart, they're separated by the international date line, meaning they're 21 hours apart in time. It's like stepping into the future or the past. Let's not forget the tri-state marker in the U.S., where the states of Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma meet. You can stand in 3 places at once.
Chapter 5: Geography of Superlatives.
Let's dive into some of the planet's greatest records. The Nile may have been considered the longest river for centuries, but modern measurements suggest the Amazon might be slightly longer. What's undeniable is its biodiversity. It's home to 1/10 of all species on Earth. Meanwhile, the Sahara Desert covers an area nearly the size of the United States. But did you know it wasn't always a desert? 10,000 years ago, it was lush and green, with rivers and lakes teeming with life. And then there's Lake Baikal in Siberia. It's the world's deepest freshwater lake and holds 20% of the planet's unfrozen freshwater. It's also home to the only freshwater seals in the world.
The world as our storybook.
Geography isn't just about places, it's about connections. It's about how rivers carve valleys, how mountains shape cultures, and how deserts test our resilience. As the geographer Robert McFarlane once said, geography is not just about places on a map, it's about the stories we tell about those places. So next time you see a map, remember this. You're not just looking at land or water, you're looking at the incredible tapestry of our planet's history and future. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed these stories, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And remember, the world is full of wonders. All you have to do is explore.